may I offer a very, very warm welcome to you to AFBI Hillsborough. I'm Elizabeth Magowan, I'm one of the directors here in AFBI, and I have great pleasure in hosting these 2 days where we'll have the most of 1,000 farmers coming up the avenue. You're the first group, so you're the guinea pig group, and hopefully you'll have a great day. But just to set the scene, it is all about holistic sustainability is what we're trying to achieve from our research here in AFBI. So sustainability is a very overused word, but I think over the passage of the past few years, we have come to realise that sustainability means that our economy has to be healthy, our society has to be healthy, and our environment has to be healthy. And when those three things are working in balance and harmony, we are achieving sustainability in its truest form. But we do have challenges with our societal health, we do have challenges with our economic health, but with regards to farming practices, it's our environmental health that is the most challenging and that's a big focus of what we're trying to do from our research programmes here and give you guys, the farming community, tools and tips on how you can start to address some of those challenges now. Hopefully you've got the yellow pages of our research that's been underway, and there's a QR code as well. We've also produced hopefully a bit of a pamphlet, maybe that for some folks to stick up on their wall, some tips, not them all, but some tips that farmers can get going with now, because there's lots of things we can do now to actually improve our sustainability. And John, you were famous on the BBC this morning and will be tonight again, I think. As an exemplar farmer doing his best to strive to holistic sustainability. So with regards to that environmental challenge, what are the challenges? Unfortunately, they are multifold in that we have challenges to our air quality, especially from our ammonia emissions. So ammonia is produced whenever urine and faeces mix, and therefore it's largely produced in the house whenever slurry is mixed and in the storage tanks, and then whenever it's spread. 98% of ammonia emissions from Northern Ireland are produced from our livestock industry, with dairy production having quite a significant proportion of that. We have to reduce our ammonia emissions by about 16% to meet the Gothenburg Protocol, but actually we need to push much, much further because we have a lot of sensitive habitats in Northern Ireland, and unfortunately that ammonia and the nitrogen deposition from that ammonia is creating problems for those sensitive habitats. So reducing our ammonia emissions much more than 16% is needed. Now we know we can do that. Some of our modelling using a lot of lowish cost interventions, we know that we can reduce ammonia emissions by about 21%. So it is low crude protein diets that Conrad will tell you about shortly. It is about using lessee technologies, extended grazing when we can, to reduce the mixing of faeces and urine. So there are lots of interventions that we can do to reduce ammonia emissions. When it comes to water quality, no need to remind us of the press, but again, there are things that we can do. Water quality, a main driver of our poor water quality is the phosphorus that's running off our land into our water systems. So soil testing to put the right amount of phosphorus onto our soil systems is important, but also reducing the phosphorus that's coming out of the animal. On average, the phosphorus balance of a lot of farms in Northern Ireland is sitting somewhere between 11 and 12 kilograms of phosphorus per hectare. We need to drive that down to about 5 kilograms of phosphorus per hectare to really make prolonged and sustained improvements in our water quality. And that is possible by, soil testing, reducing phosphorus in our dairy diets, and even onward processing of slurry, which will be the last stop today. With regards to our carbon footprint, we are very good. We have a very good, our dairy industry is within the top 10% when it comes to the lowest carbon intensity on a global average. So that is excellent. We're creating a lot of meat and milk from what we put in. But because of the size of our industry, our gross emissions have increased from 1990 to current levels. We need to decrease those gross emissions significantly. Again, precision nutrition, dietary additives, other interventions, for example, reducing nitrous oxide using clover swords, are all methods and tools that we can drive down our greenhouse gas emissions on a gross basis to meet those climate action targets and show that farming is playing its role to a net zero world. Again, you'll hear a bit more about those interventions as you go around. And then biodiversity is a real challenge, and it's fair to say we haven't completely got our head around biodiversity yet and what that looks like. It looks wonderful looking behind us with the trees and the rhododendrons, etc., but actually, unfortunately, we are quite poor on biodiversity. But again, some of the solutions, the likes of multi-species swords, brings biodiversity into the farm atmosphere. So what does the farm of the future look like? We're really trying to think, what does 2050 look like? What do we need to research now to help farmers be sustainable and profitable in 2050? We see it as a lot of precision nutrition for the animal, precision of fertiliser applications, both from fertiliser and slurries, precision soil analysis, nature-based solutions to protect our waterways, riparian strips, as well as trees and forestry, and other biomass crops. And if you get a chance, please do visit the Biomass Connect platform. Lots of different ideas there around how we can bring other woody plants into our landscapes. It's also about other technologies, the likes of anaerobic digester, and lots of technologies to improve animal health, as well as I say, processed slurries. But ultimately, this is all going to be connected. We know that there's a lot of data being generated. There will be a lot more data generated, but that's good. It's harnessing that data, joining it up so that every farmer can have that at their fingertips and are using that data to understand where they are. They're measuring, they're monitoring, and they're acting accordingly. So that's what we see as the future. A lot of precision, a lot of technology, a lot of nature-based solutions, some we already know, some that are in the pipeline, but ultimately connecting the data and the results from this, which helps the farmer, but it also helps government and helps the industry as a whole market what I think we could really achieve, a really sustainable livestock meat or milk product, which is globally leading into the future. So say today is about some of that work is presented in this booklet and some top tips. As you go around, you'll get a little bit more of detail around some of those interventions. And may I wish you a very nice day, and hopefully each of you will take something home, just one thing home, to try at home and move that dial. So hope you have a good day, and we welcome your feedback at the end as well. Thank you.